That's the kind of stuff that you do into the mic, and then later I gotta make all these adjustments. Sippy sip in the morning. Here, let me join you. I'll join you a little sip. Oh. That was prolonged.
Mm-hmm.
That one was for the fans.
Everything I do is
So
for
that
the
one
fans.
was for the fans only.
Well, yeah.
You could call them only fans. You could call them.
You could call them only fans. You could.
They're nothing else. That's the funny thing about OnlyFans. I think when OnlyFans was started, I heard somebody say, or I read an article, I don't know, that it wasn't made for like selling nudies. That wasn't like originally it was supposed to be like kind of like a Patreon, I think.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. Like it was just for fans, like special content for fans.
Right.
But then it turned into what it is, and I guess
they're like, well, we're making a lot of
roll
money.
with that, I guess.
I guess that's what we're doing.
But the funny thing about it is it's only... So if it was fans only, that would make more sense, because it was like, this is for just my fans. Right. But when you call them only fans, it's like, that's all you are. You're just a fan. And I feel like that sounds...
That's a little degrading.
You know?
Yeah.
Like they used to talk about that in church. Be like, you're just a fan of Jesus. You're not a follower. You could be a fan or a follower. You're just a fan.
Ouchies.
You know? So OnlyFans is really just about how you're not really all that deep. You're just a fan.
Well, happy Monday morning for you on this wonderful Sunday night.
It's really good to see you. Happy Monday morning on this Sunday night. I love that. It's good to see you guys.
Yes, it's great to see you guys. Hope you're having a good Labor Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go. You're not on your way to work. If you are, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, if you work in a hospital like my mom does, thank you for working in a hospital.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Connie.
Shout out to Connie. But apparently, my mom got more of my extended family listening to the podcast when she went up to Colorado.
Really?
So my aunt and my cousin started listening.
Oh, man. And then I start with a bit on OnlyFans. None of us, nobody that works in this studio partakes.
No.
I have thought, though, about starting an OnlyFans, but then just doing cooking. Like, it would just throw people off, to throw it in my Instagram bio.
I thought we were going to start like a feet finder profile for mine.
I still think we should. But see, that's where it's confusing. You sometimes you're like, yeah, I don't want to be popular. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, you get big, and then we have a second camera that's just on the floor recording your toes out. We're making millions. You could have a big knife, and you could be cutting summer sausages on the floor on a cutting board.
Oh, my gosh.
Podcast on top, shakatui on the bottom.
Shakatui.
How you doing? Well, I didn't even really ask you how you were doing when you came in. We just kind of, you ate some pizza, and here we are.
I love some Costco pizza. I played golf today.
Oh, yeah. How'd you do?
It was hot. I did all right. I'm a bit out of practice, and so I was inconsistent to a frustrating degree.
Okay.
You hit a good shot, and then you hit a bad shot, and you're like, but then you hit a good shot, and you're like, and then bad shot, and you're like, and you hit a good shot, and you're like, and then, yeah. It's a little rough.
Just trying to match your energy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Went with my buddy from high school and his little brother, and we had a good time. We had a good laughs. And I enjoy golfing because New Mexico doesn't have a whole lot of green.
Oh, so you kind of like you can lie to yourself for a little bit. You're like, wow, look how green it is.
Yeah. And the group in front of us was this like entire family. I don't understand why you bring the wife and kids golfing, but it was like 4 guys and their wives and kids.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were taking forever. They took so flippin' long. We're just on the tee box waiting to, tee off and get started with the hole, and they're still on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't golf, but like if I did,
yeah,
I feel like that's the worst place to have your whole family.
You go with the boys.
You're trying to be like quiet and calm and slow.
Right. Well, most of the boys get, drunk and belligerent, but
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like golfing.
Maybe you should take it up. It's the only place you can legally drink and drive.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is that like in something? Is that like in some code? Or is it just kind of a gray area?
It's just kind of a gray area, yeah.
Dang.
You're driving golf carts and
That's crazy.
you're drinking beers or liquor.
Yeah, I'm all about the flask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big flask guy.
There was a lot of flask
There's stuff in here.
flask action today on the golf course. I brought the vanilla coffee whiskey
Ooh.
that we had.
Yeah.
Threw that in a flask.
Do you still have that peanut butter screwball? Or
No.
You finished that off?
No, I think it's in like a cupboard at the back of the cupboard, so I never have to see it ever again.
Oh, but you still have it.
There's a very good chance I still have it.
I just think we should do a sequel. I was showing my daughter Minecraft today.
Oh.
And I found the world called, oh shoot, now I'm going to forget. Something Screwballs.
What did we name the world?
Raging Screwballs.
Raging Screwballs. Okay.
Yeah, that was the Minecraft world where we took shots every time somebody told us to hydrate.
See, like, thinking about it, I don't even remember where we left off on that world because of all of the screwball.
Oh, no. I have no idea.
Yeah. Between all of the rains I chugged and all this.
Didn't you shotgun 2 energy drinks in between like 5 shots?
Yeah.
Of peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, it got bad fast.
All I remember is just like walking back and forth, and you were building something, but I just remember pacing over and over and over. I don't think I did anything. I don't think I added anything. I don't think I accomplished anything.
I think we also put it on hard mode as well.
Oh yeah.
And so all the mobs were just destroying us.
Speaking of destroying and buildings, this just came up
in
my head. Have you heard about the movie that's coming out called The Creator?
Mm-mm.
It's like an AI movie. It's pretty much the exact same concept as the movie that we made, The Last Directive.
Okay.
So it's almost like The Last Directive was a proof of concept for this movie, The Creator, that's coming out. And it looks amazing. I've been really excited about it. However, in the trailer, if you continue to do that, I will kill you.
In the trailer.
I will sprinkle poison in your coffee. In the trailer for The Creator, there is an AI generated shot of an explosion.
Okay.
But somebody caught this when they were watching the trailer. The explosion, frame for frame, like it is the actual video of the Beirut explosion a few years ago. That huge, like, explosion in Beirut that, like, killed a bunch of people.
Where's Beirut?
Let me just...
where's Beirut?
Explosion.
I don't even know where Beirut is. I didn't, let alone there was an explosion there.
In the capital city, the port of Beirut in the capital city of Lebanon.
It's in Lebanon.
Yeah. 2020 Beirut explosion. Ammonium nitrate stored in a port in the capital city of Lebanon exploded, causing 218 deaths, 7,000 injuries, and $15 billion in damage.
See, in 2020, I was too busy playing League of Legends and Don't Starve. So, Beirut explosion, Don't Starve. Which is more important?
Oh, my God. Oh. So, anyway, that movie, bystanders filmed the explosion happening, and it was a video that like went super viral because it was like one of the best videos of the tragedy. But this movie took that actual explosion, and then put it through an AI machine to make the buildings look a little bit more futuristic.
Right.
But it's the actual explosion. So they used footage of an actual tragedy.
Yikes.
In the trailer for their movie.
That's a little trashy.
A little bit.
That's like you're rushing for a sorority, and the sorority asks you to like steal an orphanage's lunch. You know, just go to an orphanage and steal their lunches.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of that. That is the equivalent of that.
That's just a little,
specifically.
just a bit trashy, you know. Like I understand you want the spot in the sorority, but like an orphanage, come on,
Right.
what are we doing here?
Right. Or like they say, yeah, you need to steal money, and so you go to church. And you steal the offering money as the bucket comes.
Oh.
It's just like, couldn't you have just like stole some money from your grandma?
You're telling me. Okay, would you rather steal money out of the offering bucket or steal from your grandma?
Oh, from my grandma, 100%.
Really?
Oh, totally, yeah. Well, my mom or my dad's side?
Whichever one you like more.
Oh, whichever one I like more? Okay, well, let me think. Actually, I don't know any of my grandmothers, really. I like recently got back in touch with my grandma on my dad's side. Mm-hmm. 'Cause she like sent gifts for our daughter's birthday.
Okay.
But I haven't.
But like Granny. Come on, you can't steal from Granny.
It's stealing from Granny or God, so.
Actually, it's stealing from the church.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't. Is it a big church?
That's the important. That's the important question.
How big is the church? How many members? Who's in attendance?
It's a double service Sunday sort of place.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's virgin? I'll steal double if it's certain people.
Oh man!
I thought about naming names, and then I was like, I won't.
But like, I just couldn't steal from Granny. You know, there's just something about it. It just feels so wrong. You know?
Yeah. It's like the difference between stealing from a crackhead, or like a blind homeless man.
Jesus, Krispy Kreme Christ.
You know?
A crackhead or a blind homeless man?
Yeah. Would you rather have to fight a crackhead for his money? Or steal money from a blind homeless man? Double amputee below the knee.
Oh. Does a crackhead have a weapon?
He's got a shard of glass wrapped in duct tape.
Fudge nuggets. See, the problem is fighting the crackhead. He's so unpredictable.
Right.
Because he's a crackhead.
That's right.
And if he has a shard of glass, that thing's going to cut you. Mm-hmm. So you have to
probably has some poo on it. A little bit of poo.
I know. That gets in your bloodstream, you're dead. You're dead. You know? So really... I'm sorry, blind. Listen, dude. It's either I get the money or I die. So I'm taking because like with the crackhead, you have to wait for him to get off balance, lunge at you like, rah, I'm gonna get you with the glass shard. And then you try to knock the glass shard out of his hands, you put him in a headlock, and then you put him out or you break his neck, you know? You have to be very quick about these things because the longer the situation goes on, the more unpredictable he is, and the more likelihood you're going to get hurt and you're going to die. So we can't have that. So I'm going to steal from the blind guy.
How often have you thought about how you would fight a crackhead armed with a shank?
It just played through my head while you said it. Yeah. I was thinking... was using my noggin like Armin would do, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, or Commander Ervin. The crackhead is armed. He stands at 6 feet tall. 300 pounds. One hit from this menace means the end for me. I must examine every step very carefully in order to ensure victory.
It looks like he has a little bit of poo on his knife. If that gets into my bloodstream, I'll never survive.
I'm a goner for sure. I have to block. Where is he going to go? Predict. React.
Oh, God. Overcome.
Action.
No. Oh. Different thing.
Different, yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right. We tried.
We did.
How was Costco today?
You know, Costco. Here's my theory about Costco. I think the people in charge of Costco were like, how could we best prepare people mentally, emotionally, and stockpile wise for the end times?
I don't think that's their business plan, but yeah, sure, man.
Because you could buy like 50 gallons of olives for a nickel.
Yeah.
But you also might be killed by a 700-pound man and his 80-pound wife barreling down the aisle at you, not making eye contact, not acknowledging your presence. They have about 3 tons of groceries in their cart, and if they hit you, you're dead. But they don't care.
The people that like fill their carts at Costco scare me.
Right. I mean,
like fill.
I saw a guy today buy 6 boxes of 2 gallons of vinegar. So each box has 2 gallons of vinegar. So 6 boxes. So he's got 12 gallons of vinegar.
Like that little pause to do the mental math.
50 pounds of dog food, 50 pounds of cat food.
Oh my gosh. What does he
And
run? Like an animal shelter? What, a singular orange?
I didn't even know you could do that.
You can just
He also had his toes painted blue. So that's what you're going to encounter at Costco. So to me, like,
was he wearing Birkenstocks or?
No, he was wearing like Choco sandals or something.
I see.
So you can buy all the food you need to survive months, but you might not survive the trip to Costco.
No, absolutely.
So it's preparing you for like barreling through crowds of people who are there for their own survival, not yours.
You can buy an entire boneless pork loin at Costco for like $20.
How much are they usually? I don't know. I don't usually buy entire boneless pork loins.
It's usually probably double that if you bought it just in like the pork chop.
Oh, okay.
If you bought it like as pork chops,
see.
They probably charge you double.
Yeah, that's all that labor charge for slicing.
It's freaking ridiculous, man.
You're paying for each knife stroke.
Yeah.
Each stroke you got to pay for.
Easy with that now.
Hey, whoa. Don't jump the gun.
I saw the look you gave me when you said stroke.
Look, just because more of your family's listening to this doesn't mean I'm dropping the rating, you know? Hey, we're a pretty family-friendly podcast for the most part. For the most part.
We have a large number of innuendos.
Innuendos, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But like we're not we're not cursing up a storm.
Right.
We're not describing graphic
except poo-covered
and only
crackhead
balls.
Shanks.
Remember Only Balls?
Oh, yeah. That was a rough one.
Oh, ding, ding, ding segment today.
Oh, things at the gym.
Things we saw at the gym this week.
This
that we
week
wish
at
we
the
hadn't.
gym.
Nothing too crazy for me.
Yes.
But I did see a man. So you know how there's like when there's the machines.
Mm-hmm.
You know there's the rope machine that you can adjust it to be down low or up high to do triceps or or flies or whatever.
Yeah.
So this guy puts it up high.
Mm-hmm.
Puts the thing way up high. Gets the handle. And lays all the way back down to the floor. He goes from a standing position.
Mm-hmm.
And just lays all the way flat.
Why did you put it all the way?
That was his, and then he did that like 2 or 3 times and then moved on.
What?
And I was trying to like the things are back to back. So I'm there trying to do triceps.
Right.
And he's like right there. And he goes from full standing to full plank backwards onto the ground. And I was like, what are you working right now? What muscle are you working?
It doesn't make any sense.
Are you trying to exercise gravity? The only person who's getting a workout here is Newton, not you. I don't know what you're doing.
You're just being a silly goose.
So I saw that. I didn't know. I was like, I'm not like a gym bro. You know what I mean? I'm not big enough to go up and be like, hey man, looks like maybe you need some help there. It's sprinkle a little bit of this creatine on your tongue. I'll show you what to do. Here, snort this. Bend over. I'm going to stick this in your butt. And I'm going to show you how to use this machine.
Is that what gym bros are to you?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm waiting for the day that I'll be muscular enough that I could just walk up to anybody and just be like, hey, I saw your curls weren't too tight there. Bend over. I'm going to stick this in your butt. Snort that. And I'm going to show you how to use these.
Your curls weren't tight enough. What does that even mean?
I don't know. They're just loose.
Loose curls.
Just get some loose curls. Remember the guy? Remember the TikTok guy?
Which one?
The TikTok guy. I'm gonna stitch it, or I'm gonna put it right here in the video. But the guy who was like the motivational speaker was like, if you don't have a six pack,
oh yeah.
If you don't have a six pack,
you can't work for us.
You don't work for us.
Yeah, it's called standards. Okay, razor.
Yeah, some of you right now are angry. I can see it. It's called standards. Let's raise them. Let's have some. When it comes to motivational speakers, I feel like you just, I don't know, like if you're kind of a douche, go get a microphone. Is that what we did?
Whoever's the loudest voice in the room usually has a microphone.
Right, and then I'm just like, but what? How do they?
Why?
These guys just show up out of nowhere.
Right.
There's another one who's on TikTok that's like, I hope I can find him to stitch with this. He's the most stereotypical like movie douche guy. He's like balding on top, so he has a comb over. Then he's got big yellow aviators. He wears like a scarf and a cardigan inside.
What? Why?
And then he calls people up and he's like, yeah, I can see that you're not confident. So I'm going to have you have a conversation with me. And then he'll like stop. No, let me stop you there. See how you're second guessing what you're saying? Yeah, go sit down. It's just like, and people are like, oh, he's so, like you can tell that he was the least confident guy in school. He started balding early. So he was just like, I'll show them. I'm going to get paid to be a dick.
Just embarrasses people in front of.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
A room full of
like
people.
some motivational speakers, like what's his name with the big jaw and the deep voice, talks about the coins. Roggins or Loggins or
Goggins?
not Goggins. He's the guy who broke his feet running.
Yep.
Who's the other one?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Yeah. Maybe that's the trick. You got to be a in something.
Oggins.
Yeah. Well, Oggins, Bobbins. If your name was John Foggins, then
I'd be famous.
You'd be halfway there.
I'd be in.
But the guy with the big jaw, yeah, he's got like the real thick jaw.
Yeah.
I feel like he could say whatever he wants because he's got twice as much testosterone as any other man.
It's kind of silly.
But if you're like 4'0" and balding, like don't try to make up for it by making fun of other people and then getting them to pay you for it.
Yeah, just make fun of yourselves and be a comic.
Yeah, just be a comedian.
Yeah.
I've considered becoming a motivational speaker. I was like, I feel like if you just have a tool, or you are a tool, just like here's what I'm wondering. Talk me through this.
Yeah.
Talk me through this.
Here we go.
Audience, comment.
Right.
Leave in the comments. Tell me what you think. How do you become a motivational speaker? Like, what's step one? I've always wondered that.
Become successful. Make a lot of money.
Is that it? Like, because I know there's some guys that like they're entrepreneurs. They have a ton of businesses. They make a lot of money, and then they're like, now I'm going to talk to people. Masterminds. There's the difference. The rich entrepreneurs will do a mastermind, and they'll have people come up to their mastermind and they'll talk to them about money. But I'm talking about these guys that come out of obscurity and just fill rooms with people to talk about like how to, like, okay, what about the guy, the kind of English guy that fills rooms with women? His entire audience is women. And he tells them how to, like, attract men.
I've never seen this guy.
Yeah. So he has, like, a whiteboard, and he dresses in all black, and he's all sexy, and he's got a cool voice.
Well...
And women, like, cheer him on while he tells them what they're doing wrong. He pretty much, like, tells them how to be the ideal woman. And I was like, is there anything more pretentious than that? Like, an entire room of women needs to listen to this one guy on how to attract men. I'll tell you how to attract a man. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, how do we do it, Ryan?
All you need
Yep.
is a heartbeat. And all of your teeth is preferable. But not even required.
Optional. Have all your teeth. Oh, man.
Required. Heartbeat. Optional. Teeth. Most of your hair.
Eyes. Nose. Ears.
I mean, oh yeah, those are optional.
Yeah, definitely
Those are
optional.
on the optional list, I guess.
Right.
Some guys are into the pirate thing, you know? Hey, girl, you got an eye patch? Or are you going home alone?
So there's a few different ways you can go about it.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah.
do you just put up a flyer?
So you can go like the manipulative route.
Here we go.
Where you just like, you have a really charismatic personality. And everyone just like naturally likes you. And you manipulate people based on what they want, you know? So you find out what a person wants most. And you give them that in little shreds and leniencies, you know?
Okay.
You give them just a taste of it.
Yep.
That way you can always... It's like leading a...
Mouse?
Yeah, with a piece of cheese.
Okay.
So you give them a little piece of the cheese.
So you build your audience one by one by manipulating individuals.
Well, you don't... It's a lot easier if you manipulate like a lot of people at a time.
Okay. Tell me about your experience there.
I don't...
I'm just kidding.
I don't have any experience there. But based on influential leaders in history, let's say, for example, Hitler.
Right.
He was a very influential leader. Very evil. Let's just get that out of the way.
Hitler is evil.
Evil.
Got to make sure people don't clip that and say, look,
can't anyway.
cancel Dogs Girls.
But so let's set up the context that allowed Hitler to rise to power in the way that he did. So Hitler fought in World War I. I think he got mustard gassed, like while he was a soldier. So he was recovering in a hospital.
This is the history segment.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, new segment.
So he was recovering in a hospital by the time World War I ended. And when World War I ended, there was a huge treaty forced on the Germans by the Allied powers, forcing Germany to pay like a ridiculous amount of money to pay for the war, because war is always expensive in all these different countries. Like the UK was broke, we were broke, Canadians were broke, everyone's broke, and so it's all Germany's fault, and Germany's going to pay for it. So basically, the German franc got inflated to such a point where it took a wheelbarrow full of francs to purchase a loaf of bread. So you have an entire nation.
That's why they're called hot dogs.
That was terrible, Ryan. That was so bad.
Because they were a hot commodity. Franks. Okay.
So Germany is desperate to get out of this very bad situation.
Yeah.
And Hitler rises through the political ranks because he gave very impassioned speeches on why Germany was the best country, and he promised Germany that he would solve all of their problems. Of course, he blamed all of the problems the Germans had on the Jews, which, is a little bit ridiculous. But if you say you're going to solve I'm going to solve all of your problems. If they're desperate enough, they're going to follow along because you start solving those problems initially, and then you have them on board, and now you can use them as tools to help you further your cause.
So the answer then is, in order to become a motivational speaker, inflate the dollar as much as you possibly can.
No.
Limit people's access to food and basic necessities.
That's not the point.
Cause some sort of global panic, some sort of big issue, maybe a pandemic or something, and then tell people that you are the only person who has the solution.
If you want to go through with the manipulative...
That's the manipulative route. What's the second route?
So the second route is to do it legit.
Just have something valuable?
Yeah. To actually build something valuable in businesses or real estate, or like do everything that you can in the business ventures and the entrepreneurial ventures and have success in that. So you find little tips and tricks. You put all of those tips and tricks in a book. You sell that book. Once you sell a lot of that book, you can start holding seminars.